The majority of this week's Chief of War episode is told without any words. From the ebb and flow of Hans Zimmer and James Everingham soundtrack to the ebb and flow of the tides, co-creators Thomas Pa-A Sibbett and Jason Momoa, together with their co-writer and showrunner Doug Young, frequently let pure sound do the talking. The melody rises as Momoa's refugee character Kayana returns to the Hawaiian Islands, descends to his knees, smiles, and snatches fistfuls of the familiar sand of his homeland. Upon his reunion with his family, including his brothers Nahi and Namek, his wife Kupuohi, who has been discreetly fostering a blossoming passion with Namek, believing that their features convey all the information we need to understand their happiness and suffering. Her sister Heek and her husband Kayana are deceased. The moment is bittersweet and devoid of diegetic sound. The act is subtly buried in the calm as Namek conceals the necklace Kupuohi gave him to tie them together while his brother is away. This reunion with her family is even more tense for Kayana's fellow traveler Vi, whose Hawaiian name is Waini. She tells her war chief companion that she fled her home after being battered down by the patriarchal socio-religious culture of Hawaii for her entire life. This is an unusual relationship in and of itself, considering that she is a female commoner and he is a male nobleman. Would her kid ever comprehend her reasons for leaving, let alone be able to forgive her? In any case, we don't learn, not in this episode. She walks up to him silently, and he squints to look at her. That's all, through the sun. In the world of second-screen television today, this lack of resolution is astounding. The same goes for a show that is 80% Hawaiian, of course. You must avoid looking at your phone when the subtitles are playing. Vi's situation is somewhat the opposite of Kaheki's. She observes Kamehameha teach the youngsters of his village an agricultural lesson in the chilly open of the episode, which he extends into a metaphor. The people and the taro they eat come from the same land, and since they are associated with its destiny, they must take care of it for future generations. And individuals have children, just like taro. Kahekili is amazed by Kamehameha's almost divine talent for storytelling, but she grimaces when she realizes she can't provide him the family he believes is so essential to Hawaiian culture. However, Namek excuses himself from the reunion celebrations in my favorite wordless line to present something to the gods in gratitude for Kayana's safe return. That's definitely a part of it. He is obviously very happy to see his brother alive and well again, despite the fact that his love for his brother's wife complicate matters. However, he needs to rid himself of the unpleasant feelings that are brewing within of him. Thus, Kwapahi and Kayana make love in wordless stillness, sensuously, playfully, and the sound of Namek singing concludes this scene. Singing to her son's good fortune as he braves the scorching heat of a volcanic field, the mother of the betrayed King Kahekili, whose late father declined to leave him the kingdom's war god in favor of Kamehameha, is echoing an earlier story. Music may be utilized for both healing and hatred. This has always been the case globally, from Y.M.C.A. He quips that the neurotic desire of foreign males to conceal their genitalia is the reason why Kayana's true contribution from the outside world isn't wisdom or even pants. His brothers are shocked and wonder how the women can detect who is packing. It doesn't even appear athletic. In reality, he has contributed the red-mouthed weapon, guns, many of them. He is an excellent negotiator because he can prevent both cautious tourists like Captain Mears and similarly cautious local leaders like Moku from leaving half-cocked, and he speaks both his own language and the pale-skin language. However, when Kamehameha challenges Kayana to a battle, the gods have their say. As a gay anthem to Y.M.C.A, as a fascist anthem.I will admit right away that although this scene is exciting, it does not appear to be very realistic. I will also add, who cares? Is the pod racing sequence good? Debate is too old to be revisited here. Furthermore, did you believe that anyone would allow Anya Taylor-Joy to be blown up in that truck or Charlton Heston to be killed in that chariot? You'll benefit from letting your imagination do some work for once. In any case, the problem is that Kayana, the war chief who assisted the cruel King Kahekili in executing Oahu, has returned and stated his intention to overthrow Kahekili in order to atone for the offense of first endorsing him. He hasn't exactly won over Moku, the most important of Kamehameha's sub-chiefs, however, as a semi-foreigner, a Maui resident, and a man prepared to turn against his own monarch, no matter how awful that king may be. Furthermore, Kamehameha hasn't exactly won over Kaiana either. Despite his reputation as a warrior, he is a farmer by trade and by nature, and he would rather teach the village schoolchildren about the taro's life cycle than launch a preemptive attack on King Kula, his main competitor in the kingdom of Hawaii proper. Kaiana is informed by everyone from Moku to Kahumanu that this man is the prophesied one, but didn't Kahekili make the same claim about himself? The head of war has been foretold. However, that ignores the episode's other main weapon, which is camaraderie, in addition to its dramatic editing that regularly contrasts long views and close-ups, human and natural. In a nutshell, this episode depicts individuals who care